What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Remo, aka Mr. Restress, back with you another episode of Let's Talk Fashion, powered by the JBT Network. And it's been a while, I know. We had a little technical difficulties. The computer went haywire, but we kind of got that all back together, man. And I miss y'all, man. Don't forget to, do all the paperwork, rate, comment, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend that this is probably the hottest barbershop conversation you're ever going to have about sports, fashion, media, the culture, everything wrapped up in one. And we here. So, story time. Y'all love. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's start here, man. This right here, producer, we got to get that up out of here, man. Whew. Let me not be complete full of hate. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. We got to the, Eastern Conference Finals. Shit never seems to go good in New York, man. The city was feeling so good, man. We had violence down. Bloods and Crips was getting along. All the Dominicans was hanging with the Puerto Ricans and the Black. Everybody was on the same timing because New York City was winning. And New York City, for those that don't know, we ain't won shit in a while when it comes to, championships. Shout out to the Liberty. They just recently won. But as far as like men's sports, the New York Knicks itself, it's been a long time. Longer than I've even been born that I haven't seen a championship in New York City, it's just sad. So we were so hyped even getting to past the second round now to the conference finals that, the mayor done changed the names of the street. They done had OG Lane and Carl Anthony Towns Way and all of that shit. And, it was feeling good. But something in the back of my mind, you know what? We might be doing a little bit too much. And that shit came to fruition, y'all. It was just, I don't know, man. They got, Carl Anthony Towns being zesty, us beating up Pacer fans, and we going out to their town and getting stabbed. It's never a good thing, man. So, and for us, it's always next year, but the city was up in the uproar and we just couldn't complete the deal. So it saddens me to say, but, low key, don't kill me, y'all. I thought OKC was going to win it the whole time. I'm going to keep it real. SGA's on fire. That was one of my young guys that I picked from, in the beginning of the year. And that team is just amazing, man. A bunch of young guns just running up and down, fast pace. Motherfuckers want to score 40, and they all go on the press conference and designer. That's fly. So shout out to OKC and them young boys. I got them winning the whole thing. But let's jump into this fashion shit because New York City, it done got me depressed. Because you know what's so crazy about it? I'm born in New York. My kid's born in New York. I went to school in New York. Everything I've really done in my whole life is New York bias as hell. And I want to see the outcome of the city be good, but we just quite can't complete the deal, man, for whatever the reason is. But enough of the depression, man. Let's jump right into these topics. Being that I was off a little bit, I don't know what happened since I've been away, but I really want to start the conversation off with what the fuck is a Labubu? I've been seeing these little critter animals all over the place. And for the sneakerheads that's still out here trying to pump sneakers as, resellers and all of that, y'all on the wrong wave because it seems like these Labubu, charm, doll, bears, whatever the hell they are, they've been making like waves throughout, the streets in fashion. I seen them on charm bags and in collectibles and people doing unboxings. So I had to do a little deep dive and be like, what is actually a Labubu? So y'all check it out right here, and they're kind of going to give you an idea of what the Labubu is and where it came from. So let's take a look.
What the fuck is a Labubu? These mischievous looking little monsters have been this year's most hyped accessory, but to understand why it's so popular, we need to take a step back. Labubu was created by Hong Kong artist Casing Lung in 2015 as a illustrated book, The Monsters. Labubu has a whole universe surrounding it with different characters. There's Zimomo, who is the leader of the Labubu tribe, who can be differentiated by its tail and its larger size. There's Mokoko, who is Labubu's pastel pink special friend. There are over 30 series and 6 colors per series. Currently, there are over 300 Labubus that you can collect with various fur and eye colors. From there, the Labubu found its way onto Rihanna's bag, Dua Lipa's bag, and then most recently, Central C's So Black Birkin. Right now, we're at the peak of knickknack culture. Charms and embellishments have become an extension of our self-expression in fashion. Labubu's hit that perfect sweet spot of virality. It's weird, it's specific, it's rare, it's instantly recognizable. Or is it just another recession indicator?
Alright, so now that's out the way. You know, this whole frenzy right now, it reminds me of, if y'all old enough, because I'm a little bit of an old head now. The Gigapet era, when everybody had the little Gigapets on their book bags and stuff like that, or what else people was really wearing like that, like the Louis Vuitton and Gucci little purses that they wore on their belts and little accessories like that. I've been seeing charms and things like that, but I don't know how long this is here to stay. And is this like a kid's thing, a male's thing, a female's thing, or is it like a collectibles item? I don't really know. I see Savannah drop something with Kobe Bryant merch and a Labubu. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go Labubu crazy, or if I'm gonna get one at all, because I'm almost 40, y'all. Where the hell am I going with a Labubu chain joint on my? Nah, I ain't really going jacket, man. But those topics we got today. We spoke about the New York Knicks. Shit is saddening in my heart, man. But the fact that we even got there, you know, it said a lot for the city that we was starving for success, being that, we came from, the whole mellow era where we thought we was going to get a whole lot more than we actually got. The Knicks tape era was a wave, the Jeremy Lin's, Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, Shump, JR. It was a time in New York that, we couldn't recreate. And the fact
Like big city so vast. Brooklyn, Bronx, the beast blast. Harlem Nights, they go so fast. Staten Island will outlast. Bright lights, big city so vast. Brooklyn, Bronx, the beast blast. Harlem Nights, they go so fast. Staten Island will outlast. Skyscrapers touch the skies. Central Park where dreams arise. Subway riders going wise. Queens ways with wide eyes. New York, hear the sound. From uptown to downtown. In the hustle we are found. This is where hearts pound. Times Square, the lights amaze. Broadway's in a dazzling haze. Long suit takes you on a craze. Madison Square Garden stays. Times Square, the lights amaze. Broadway's in a dazzling haze.
And the fact that this year kind of gave us that feeling, Brunson, he was named Captain Clutch this year, fourth quarter heroics and all of that. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Tibbs, you might have to it might be a wrap for Tibbs, because I think, after this one right here, New York City just had enough, and they might need a new voice. So, Tibbs might be the man that they got to choose to, take the dive, but little pieces here and there. The Knicks, I think they could put this together, man. But next year is always another year. People get older, they want more money. Let's see how this all goes. But I think our main core itself is kind of put together in a way where we don't have to, unless Giannis want to come hang with us. But if not, it is what it is. So now, right now, there's kind of like a power struggle with the whole SGA and Ant Edwards. So SGA right now, who's my guy. Yes, I'm gonna be by. Yeah, that's my guy. I said it from day one. If y'all Y'all don't have to check the tape.
He
It's
lied.
probably not there. But
y'all niggas worship him.
This dude right here, he put himself on the map this year where he was this year's MVP, scoring champion, could potentially be NBA champion, Western Conference Player of the Year, the Finals MVP. So it's like this dude could put and a championship ring and trophy. This dude could put a lot of hardware and stamp his name right now as the face of the NBA. And going against Ant-Man in the Western Conference Final, you kind of see a difference in talent where it comes to, SGA might have a better team, but you see like fourth quarter heroics and Ant-Man disappearing from time to time. Has Shai actually stamped himself as the guy? I know he's not from America. He's from Canada. He talks real proper. But they say, they need a face. There is a face. And I believe that the NBA is up for grabs right now because LeBron is getting older. Steph is 30-something years old. Jimmy Butler, he's old. Kevin Durant. Who else we got? Lillard, torn Achilles. Kyrie, torn ACL. PG-13 ain't the same. So it's like those names that we had once before who were kind of like grandfathered in at some point in time as, those guys are no longer the guys and the names that we attach to because none of those guys are here right now. So when it comes to Ant Edwards, he kind of has been donned as the next one, right? The commercials, the sneakers, the new sneakers that he got coming out, the AE2s, which they are not even slated to drop anytime soon. They're not ready to slate to drop next year, April. So we're going to get a whole bunch of AE1s that we didn't ask for until the AE2s come out, which is crazy. You're going to wait a whole calendar year in order to get a sneaker that been readily leaked. Time every week there's a new leak when it comes to the shoe. But I want to put on the table of, SGA, he's been releasing, every once in a while new colors of his Shea O.O.s by Converse. And it's like they're not available yet. And that's my thing as well, especially with the marketing. I think they're missing right now with the marketing, everything he's got successful right now, and the kids attached to what's hot. So for them to kind of drop the ball and not have this sneaker available, and we done seen like a gold colorway, maybe a sandy, dusty color, a jet black, a stone black, and it kind of gives Shea personality because he's kind of like, mundane, kind of real calm manner, but the design is sleek. The way he dresses on and off court, it kind of embodies who he is, and it doesn't look bad, with the casual outfit as well. He's been putting on a few fits where you like, oh, this shit makes sense to wear, and I'm not really mad at it. But my bigger question is, none of these people are Nike athletes, and the face is up for grab. So would you give it to SGA that he is the face if he won the championship, or does he have to win a championship in order to be granted as the face? He has the style. Quote, they said that these days that the family man aspect has to be in place for you to be the face of the league. Kendrick Perkins was wilding with that take. So his take was that the face of the league has always been a family man, married and successful. Yes and no. I'm going to agree in some parts, and then in some parts I'm going to push back because I think it was presented in our face that, they were married men. But it was a lot of backlash in these, these male figures, even from back then. Michael Jordan was donned as the face of the league. The man drank until his eyes turned yellow and smoked cigarettes in between times. I don't want to hear that. But, you know what I'm saying? They not going to want to say that. Magic Johnson, he was the face of the NBA at one time. He was married. But he ended up having AIDS and his wife didn't. Make it make sense, y'all. Let's keep going. God rest his soul. Kobe Bryant. He had allegations out there in Denver, Colorado, where he might have been getting nasty until, they pushed him off, and then he took on the whole Mamba mentality from 8 to 20 to 24. So that kind of changed. Allen Iverson, he wasn't married. He just had a baby mama, tattoos, and cornrows. So I don't think, and I'm not going to go on that realm and say, that it has to be, family oriented, a married man. I just think negative tabloids is what keeps you out of the face of the league. Like Ja Morant, he'll never be that because he's shown with the spotlight on him that he can't handle the heat. And he, with the whole gun situation, he's not ready for that. Granted, these kids are very young. So I'm not saying Ant-Man at 23 should know how to move as the face of the league. But I don't know if the NBA is willing to give Shai, the crown as the face of the NBA, which they should. I believe, the successfulness of this year, topped off for the championship would put him in that realm. But you also will question, why not give it to Tatum if that was the case? Because he did happen to win last year as well. But, he's never been in the NBA MVP conversation. So, it's just a food of thought to just think about things like that. Because, sometimes as much as we want to move on to the next one, we kind of need somebody to place it on. So, I don't see anybody right now to give the crown to, and LeBron is getting old. So, it might be that time to, find somebody new who we want to put in that situation to be that guy, man. Before we jump to our next topic, I want to take a moment. Let's check what we got on feet this week. So we got a pair of Reeboks. These are actually the ASAP NAS edition, little hiking joint. They kind of give me Ed Bacon feels, with the red and the yellow laces. These are real cozy, real calm. I get these off in the fall, spring, summer, anything, man. Hiking trail, just having fun with fashion, man. But now the Dallas Mavericks, right? That whole Nico situation, they traded away Luka, they brought in AD. Nico caught hell. It's no way in hell that he was the guy to pull the trigger. He was the face of that decision. But was he the guy that pulled the trigger on that situation? Absolutely not. I don't believe one bit that he was the guy that said, all right, you know what? I want Luka out of here and I'm just going to move him for Anthony Davis. And everybody on top was like, all right, yeah, that's a fine idea. Nico, I'm with it. No, I don't think that's how it went. I think something happened behind the scenes between, management, ownership, Luka, that they didn't like or they didn't want to invest in for the long period of time. So they decided to move on from him. All right, cool. AD's now over there. First couple games is looking promising. Boom, he gets hurt. Kyrie comes in. He goes down. So now it's just like, what kind of black cloud is over this team? They try to make a push in the play-in tournament. They just didn't have enough. But they turn around and they strike gold by winning the NBA lottery, getting the number 1 pick. So as of right now, they're in line for, I guess, to draft Cooper Flag. And everybody's like, Cooper Flag is such a great talent, the great white hope. We haven't had a successful, great white athlete since American-born great white athlete since who? Since Larry? I don't even know who was another white athlete that we put on that pedestal as, one of those guys. So, I mean, it's very interesting to see what they would do with that because, there's a lot of bigs over there, pause, between the 4 or the 5 position. I don't know if Cooper's really a 3, but it's pretty interesting how you go from a situation where Nico was, damn near, they want to behead him as the crowd to kind of being in, the driver's seat to actually put together an amazing team where you could potentially have Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, Gafford, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and a couple of others off the bench. Coming back next year at some point in time in a stacked Western Conference. And it might be very, very interesting to see that play out. But a little bit of marketing been placed behind Cooper with New Balance. He's one of the main New Balance athletes over there. And my thing is, when LeBron came out, LeBron was granted, millions of dollars off of Nike off the rip. And New Balance has been, making its ways and their strides in the footwear game, and not quite yet in basketball. But I wonder if Nico would put, Cooper Flag in a position, because Nico used to work at Nike, so he knows a lot of marketing and stuff like that. Would he be the new face of Dallas with the New Balance, with the New Balance umbrella behind him? The kid is really supposed to be going to college next year because he reclassed up. So he wasn't really even supposed to be a freshman in college. He was just that nice that they sent him up. So the man's walking in the NBA with the New Balance contract, potentially the number 1 pick, and he's white. That's a plus and a plus in my book. Let's see what he does with it. Let's see if New Balance does the right thing, because a lot of these new athletes are getting the push. The Angel Reese's are getting the push. Sabrina has been getting the push. You see Ann Edwards, Shea with Converse. So the market is wide open for these newer athletes to make their way in the footwear game, because we don't really have, one main young athlete that's really running shit right now as far as Nike. So the market is kind of wide open right now. So let's see where they go with it. And hopefully, there's a standout. And Cooper, saved the day. Let's see what New Balance got in store for him as well. Maybe get a signature sneaker or something. But we'll see. So now this whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese conversation. I know it's the conversation that we can't kind of get away from. And they've been panned against each other due to their rivalry in college. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it all is that, it's not a race. It's not a racial thing. It's a competition. It's a competitive spirit behind it. And typically, I could not like somebody, but respect what they do as a craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that motherfucker, but he nice. Or she nice. And that just be fine. People make it in a race war. We got to cut it out. Everything isn't about black and white in society. It's just about competitive spirit. I know they said, Caitlin Clark might have gave Angel Reese a tough foul, a flagrant, and they don't like each other. They hate each other. I don't think there's no hate in between there. They kind of don't even play the same way, play the same position, or not even in the same stratosphere when it comes to skill set, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I respect what, Angel Reese is doing, the double-double machine and shit, but her shooting percentage is terrible. And the fact that, Caitlin Clark is like the Steph Curry of the WNBA. Like, the ticket sales are there because of her. She's putting on performances, and people are coming out to witness that and seeing that. And I'm not mad that, people don't like that and they want to be competitive against that, because you going out and busting her ass with the world seeing is only going to put you at a pedestal. It's only going to do more for your profile. And that's what people should take notice to. It's not about the black or white. It's about doing what you're supposed to do when you on that stage. That's pretty much it. So we got to stop the whole, the black and the white war. No. One is a guard. One is a center forward. They don't play the same positions. They came out in the same time. And they all just buying time for my girl Juju to get it. Because that's the Allen Iverson of the WNBA coming in right there. That's the one we all waiting for. That's the one we going to see really transcend this game, where it's going to be, the different names coming out and, rivalries. And, we're going to see when it comes to that time what that's about. But we get to our last topic of the day. I want to talk about, the resurgence for the whole 2025 of A$AP Rocky, man. The man went from almost doing 10 years in jail, 10 to 20, something, whatever was on the table for him, almost going to jail. And then turning that into announcing that, he's about to be a parent again. Him being on the Met Gala that made one of the most blackety black events and made us proud of the year. You know, he was on the board for the Met Gala this year doing that. His partnerships with Puma and all doing the collaborations over there. And now he's gonna be on the silver screen, man. Spike Lee then brought him in to be, you know, an actor with Denzel Washington. Matter of fact, let's check out the trailer and let's see what we got coming up from A$AP Rocky and Denzel on the Spike Lee joint.
And the hard times will come from the good times. The hard times will come from success. The hard times will come from the money, and the mayhem follows. So can you handle the mayhem? Can you handle the money? Can you handle the success? Can you handle the failure? Can you handle the lovers? Can you handle the memes? Can you handle everything that there is in between? That's the question I have for you.
Got to get ready.
Can you handle it?
For the big payback. The big payback.
All money ain't good money.
See, now, this is so dope to me is because it's like, I already told y'all, New York City bias is all sitting right here. The fact that, you know, A$AP is transcending himself outside of just being, you know, a musician. And I find it kind of dope that, you know, like, I know he's with Rihanna, but he's not leaning on Rihanna as like her bag holder or some shit like that. He's, you know, staying in his own lane, doing what he wants to do in his ways, and they're making like power couple moves. You know, Rihanna still got Fenty over there. God knows if y'all gonna get another album from the young lady, and she don't look like she's any rush to give y'all. She having babies after babies. The baby farm over there is crazy. Shout out to Rocky and them, man. Making $1 million babies is fire. But the movie looks good, and it's giving us a different feel, a different role, seeing, you know, Rocky, other than, you know, just the musician lane. And I think this is like his second or third role, but he actually has a bigger role in this movie coming up with Denzel. So, you know, shout out to him. He got this whole Puma thing on the move, and it was a kind of controversial moment because there was a little hate that came from, you know, Ian Connors. Basically, he was saying like, stop trying to force this Puma shit on everybody. This shit is ugly. Niggas ain't jacking it. Like, the shit is whack, right? That's his opinion, right? The thing is that when you're a trendsetter and, you know, you want to be the first to do certain things and you're not waiting for the crowd in order to make movements and do certain things, you an innovator. So Rocky, you know, he got people wearing these speed cats and different silhouettes of, you know, a shoe that he played around with in Puma. And Puma gave him all creative control. Why not? How many people we give credit for going over to a sneaker company like Nike, grabbing one of the hottest, you know, shoes ever in the Jordan 1 or the 5 or the 3 and just putting a colorway over it? It's not like you really putting a stamp on the game. You just made a nice color. So, Connor, you gotta chill, man. I get it. We ain't hear from you in a while, but you gotta, you know what I mean? Kill all that hate, man. But shout out to A$AP, shout out to Rihanna, shout out to New York, shout out to us. We have officially reached our favorite part of the show. It's Fashion or Clashing. Now, when we say fashion, it's, oh, I like that. That's a good fit. I see that in my closet. Then it's fashion. Or there's, oh, what the hell is that? I would never be caught dead in that. Then it's clashing. Let's go to today's first look. Let's see what we got.
Fits in the streets, who I have a pleasure of speaking with.
My name is Yara. I'm from South Philly.
Okay.
Hi, I'm from South Philly.
I see the looks. Can y'all explain them?
I got on Tom Brown shirt.
Okay.
Tom Brown skirt.
Yes.
Tom Brown socks.
Okay.
And Marc Jacob on the shoes.
For sure. How about
Wait,
you?
hold up, my chain.
Oh, can't
See me
forget
on
that.
the chain, big kid.
Right. How about you?
I got on Ekin Studio shirt.
Okay.
Ekin Studio pants.
Yes.
Reconstructing Margielas vintage.
Okay.
Rolly.
Right.
Maybe y'all see me on the chain.
For sure. How would y'all describe your style?
Unique.
Okay. How about you?
I don't know. I got a lot of styles.
Right.
I'll switch it up.
For sure.
Early, tomboyish, everything.
I was kind of confused in that one at first. I don't know if they was like a couple, sisters. I don't know what was going on, but whatever's going on in Philly, it's a little rough around the edges. God damn. But to the outfits, I'm gonna say, this is fashionable. The Tom Brown with the shoes and the Acne Studio and them looking creative. I think I'm leaning more into people just being creative and being more into themselves rather than just trying to do that whole mannequin circle jerk shit, because everybody just seems to consistently look alike, and it's real boring to me at this point that the big jeans are back, but then you got these big doofy ass boots, and everybody want to dress like they homeless, and everybody has that same look, that same aesthetic, whether you skinny, fat, short. I know I'm going on a tangent, but a lot of this shit is bothersome for me, man. But for these two, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go fashion with both of them, man. They're just a little rough, but I guess that's what Philly gives. Next look, y'all. Let's see what we got. At some point in time, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Age appropriation matters, Jim Jones has been, one of the fly guys out of New York for a long time, But now he's old, and this outfit is clashing because it just looks out of pocket. This is one of the opportunities that I would say I might have tried a pair of subtle cowboy boots or something with like a, you know what I'm saying? Gave that feel. Because you had the look, the whole tassel jacket. I don't know where the hell he get that hat from in the whole ensemble. The jeans was too big, and then you a cowboy or you a rock star? You got a cowboy jacket with the chains on. This shit just look confusing. This is definitely clashing. And I'm starting to get it now when girls be like, oh, you too old for Jordans. I'm not going to say that completely I'm out of the Jordan wave, but I just think that there's certain times for certain shoes and certain moments, we got to realize we got to grow up. And we have to be able to change our footwear and give it a different feel. So all around this is clashing from head to toe. Jimmy, do it again, man. Next look, y'all. This is pretty cool. It's calm. Nothing too flashy about this. You go to church or brunch in this outfit. I'm going to go fashion because it was like, just real inviting. Wherever you wanted to go, we could flow. The dress is flowy, nice, look pretty airy, simple. Simplicity sometimes win. And I'll go fashion with this one. Let's jump to the next look. What else we got?
Probably got on about a 40 ski. I go Louis Tim, all black monogram motherfucker. I go 8,500 for the chrome belt. Another 7,500 for the chain. 15.5 just right here. And I go chrome heart motherfucker like that. See the spin. Chrome heart motherfucker right here. 15.5. 30 ski already. Then I go Candyland T. Go to the website. 75 ski for that. Chrome heart glove. Just some little driving, little shit. Chrome heart shades. I'm tripping. Probably about a 2-3 ski. 2-3K ski. You know what I'm saying? Today, an off day, which I ain't really doing that.
Now, when a motherfucker start telling me how much the outfit costs and this costs this and this costs that, I'm no longer really interested, especially if the outfit is whack. Wherever he's at, with these leather pants and leather gloves, it looked like it's too hot for it. Because right now in New York, it's like 60, almost 70 degrees. It's way too hot for all of that shit. I'm not trying to have no sweaty balls, so them leather pants is out of the question right now with this weather. So 2 Chainz right now, apologize, but this is a no-go. This is definitely clashing, and I don't care what the price ticket was on all of this shit. We could have did better. Take it all back. Next look, y'all.
So this right here is customized by one of my boys. This right here is customized. You know, I'm in New York, so I had to give him the Timbs, you know what I'm saying? I open the laces up and be choking it. Got the Richard Mille RM11 101. Worth a lot of money, man. Made by Benny the Jeweler. The EB piece by Tahaji Diamonds. I got 2 carats, 1 carat, and 50 pointers on my neck. I got a 5 carat stone right here and a 3 carat stone on both ears. Right here, bracelets. The championship ring right here. Flag, got my logo. TS, y'all see it, man. Terror Squad. Listen, the car, look what we got here. We got the Lamborghini. I don't need that though. Come over here, pull up. The 2025 Maybach. We outside, man. Like I said, it's my city, New York. King of New York is back. We're gonna do it July 12th.
Boy, oh boy, you can't give some of you motherfuckers money, boy. He has a Michael Jackson denim feel outfit with all of that tacky jewelry laid on top of each other with some Timbs. And he thought, oh, he was going to get it off because he was from New York. My brother, this is clashing as well, man. I don't like anything about it. It's not stylish. And once again, like, it's just, I got money, so I'm going to just throw on whatever, and you got to accept it. Not over here, my guy. Clashing. Let's go to the next look, see what we got. Teyana Taylor can't miss. From the Met Gala to this, it's going to be a win majority of the times when it comes to Teyana. And this is just a regular denim outfit, accessorized with some gold feels to it, and it works. Oversized fit, everything doesn't have to be tight and squeezing up on your coochie and shit like that. And she makes fashion fun where, you know, layers matters and so does accessories. So this is why I'm going to go fashion with this one. Shout out to Teyana Taylor. Next look, y'all. What in the trailer park fashion was that? You know, what hurts my feelings is that, you know, I actually wanted those shoes for so long. And the more I see people wear them, is the less I kind of gravitate to wanting that shoe anymore. Because it's like, what is it? What is it about those shoes that make people not dress? This is typically just a graphic tee with a pair of pajama pants, and then she tied it. Where the hell you going in this? Absolutely not. This is clashing all the way through. Put that shit in the garbage. Give those sneakers away. Next look, y'all. Okay, for this one, I seen the creative nature and where he was going with it. And then the shit took me for a spin. I just think a lot was done that didn't have to be, you know, experimented with this outfit. The double, you know, neck opening on the shoulder, weird. The fact that the pants are so big and the jacket was so small, odd. And the big ass moon boots, weirder. Without all of that, the kind of pants, you know, I did wasn't bad at all. that portion became fashion and the rest of it caused it to be clashing. It just was a lot going on at the moment with that look, and just maybe a little too much for me. But fashionable, but not for I. Next look, y'all.
So boom, this how we doing it, right? Woke up today. I didn't want to carry my wallet. I brought out the Prada bag. But hold on. Then you got the Prada cut. I mean, white socks. You don't do the dirty socks. These not the old funny shit, the good shit, right? They're from the cuff. If you know a good cuff, you know what that is. I mean, come on. Get the, Get the goody V-suit, I mean? Goody V-suit, I mean? Boom, my laces went on top. But look, Coogee boy. 2-tone, 3-tone, 4-tone, right? Good Tommy Joel. I mean, good Yankee. Like that, home. What we got in the? Let's see what we got in the product. Henny. Bad man.
You gotta love your locals, man. Definitely from New York City. We already see it. We heard the accent. Good pair of jeans. I'm not mad at the outfit, man. Very nostalgic. You get the Prada America's Cups. Those are a 2000 special. Pair of Visual jeans, another 2000 special. Paired with a Coogee top, the Biggie era. It did come back in the 2000s as well. And this is a safe fit, you know what I'm saying? Nothing about this is, out of pocket. So I'm going to go fashion with this one. It's real safe, it's real cozy, and got to pair with a little bit of Henny, man. Jesus water on a Sunday, man. Next look. That's a feel-good moment for New York City, man, because, the Knicks couldn't complete the deal. So, we got a better chance with the Yankees this year, man. Hopefully they could pull something off. They want to chip a little closer to, the 2000s than anything. But the young man, very stylish. Whoever dressed him, I don't know if he dressed himself or whoever put this ensemble together, they paired it right, and there's enough bit of pop and flair and stones and the tie and everything paired together look really good in this outfit. And, he got a bright future in his fashion shit ahead of him, man. But I'm going to go fashion. I think we got one more. Yeah, we got one more. Let's check it out.
Hey, yo, Guap, can you tell us about the fit?
Nigga, first of all, absolutely not. I'm not telling you nothing about my outfit. To me, I'm naked. I don't even got a fit on. I don't wear clothes. The clothes got me on. Talk to my shirt. Ask him how it feel to be on my body. Maybe the pants. Would you like to talk to the socks as well? And it's a casual day. Come on, man. I'm trying to enjoy the carpet, bro, for real. Who got it?
This guy's a fucking dick.
Yo, shout out to Guapdad, man. Very funny artist. A lot of comedic shit ever since he was young. But the fit was trash. I'm gonna go clashing, but you know what I mean? The fact that he was real cozy on the red carpet and really didn't give a fuck, but he made it a comedic, moment. Vans and big pants and a big shirt. I guess if he like it, I'll love it for him, but not for me, man. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go clashing on that one. But that's all we got for you this week. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe. I am your host, Remo, aka Mr. Rich Threads. You can follow me on IG at Rich_Threads. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it with somebody. Talk shit in the comments and do all of that other weird shit that y'all do. Until next week, this is Let's Talk Fashion. I am your host. And that's it. I'm out. Peace.